My name is Frances Fox, and I am a remote viewer, and I have all my other psychic skills very developed. And I use these skills to bring extra information to the table so that life can be easier for you. So we are doing the horoscopes this week for the 17th, from the 11th to the 17th of December, which I wrote in Spanish. I'm so sorry. Oh, darn, I didn't change the title. From when I did the Spanish horoscopes. So here we are in a week in which there are some very interesting things happening um, in outer space. There is an extremely rare blocking of one of the most famous stars in the night sky, uh, which is in front of Bateglis, which is called Beetle Juice, jokingly, because there's an asteroid called Leona that is going to pass in front of it for 10 seconds. Those 10 seconds is actually really good news for a lot of us. But that's what I'm going to tell you now with your horoscopes. So let's go ahead and start with, anyway, those 10 seconds, there's another little piece of information. And here is when it is that those 10 seconds are going to happen. And South Florida, very interesting, is very prominent in this. And as you know, I think there's a lot of issues in terms of political stuff in South Florida. It'll be interesting if something comes out. But there's a second piece of information, which I will put on camera. It will wink out, be covered for about 10 seconds tomorrow night, the 11th, right before 8:25. That is Eastern Standard Time. And there's a portal the next day. It'll be 12:12. So your information in terms of your astrological sign will be letting you know how that's going to affect you. Very interesting. I just did them in Spanish, and it looks like the right shoulder, which has to do with prosperity, is going to get a tremendous healing. 10 seconds. I don't know. Most people are not aware that December 21st, 2012, when everybody said that the world was going to end, what the Mayans had actually said was that the world that we knew would no longer exist after that date and time, December 12th, 2012, 2 in the afternoon. And that was because supermassive Sagittarius A black hole totally aligned with planet Earth for 8 minutes. It changed the vibration to the planet to such an extent that the Mayans said throughout the calendar after that, because it's going to be a different world. And all of us can say now today, it is a different world from what we knew before 2012, and it keeps changing. Let's go ahead and start with your astrological signs. Aries is a male sign, and it's a fire sign. How is Aries going to be affected this week? Aries is going to struggle a lot because their heart is going to be open. They're going to feel the energy and the information from their heart chakra. Aries is fire, movement. And they're not going to be able to move as quickly because they're going to be able to kind of see the effect of what they do on other people. So Aries is going to get a little bit uncomfortable, but it's going to be very good for Aries. It's going to be a balancing out, and the level of activity is going to drop because you're going to have a filter, Aries, which is not really a filter, but the opening of your heart chakra is going to make it a little bit more difficult to do things so impulsively that later on you have to go back and pick up the pieces. So that's the good news. Taurus is the next sign, and that's a female sign, and it's an earth sign. Taurus, this is going to be a great happening for you. This occultation, covering up of Beetle Juice, even if it's only 10 seconds. It's going to be like it's your vibe. You're going to feel a lot happier, and you're going to be able to create what you want a lot more easily after this happening this week. Very good for you, Taurus. I'm very happy for you. You've been through not such great times these last several weeks, and you feel a lot. So for other people, not such great times, it slides off the shoulder. Not for Taurus. They take everything very, very seriously. The next sign is Gemini, and Gemini is a male sign, and it's an air sign. You're going to get a lot of clarity. And rather than having all sorts of things rolling around, you're going to get real clear on what's important and close to your heart. And you're going to be spending time on that. And it's going to be very good for you. And you're also going to be less exhausted because Gemini, it tends to be all over the place. And you're not going to be all over the place. You're going to be much more centered, and you're going to be centered on the things that you want, not that everybody else might want for you or that you think that you should want. So it's going to be a very good, positive influence on you, what's going on this week. Only 10 seconds. That's how powerful the planets are. Let me say that if a human being can have a broken heart and transfer that to their pet, and the pet can end up at the vet with a broken heart and a heart condition and maybe even die, we shouldn't be surprised that those celestial beings, those planets, would not have such an incredible influence on us. They do. And there have been 5,000 years of study on the influence of the planets. So if anybody ever tells you, well, why do you believe in astrology? Science hasn't proven it. Actually, science did prove it, but not the kind of science in modern day where you have to have a university degree from certain universities and you have to be lucky enough to get funding for your little study, which you already know before you finish the study what you want the conclusion to be. That's not science. There's 5,000 years of observation on what those planets can do. So it's not a joke. It's very, very real. And I have to tell you that almost, I cannot give you a percentage. I can tell you from personal experience that everybody that I have met that is very powerful at an international level is very aware of the influence of the planet. And if you try to do something that you don't have planetary support, I have to tell you, don't do it. It's not worth it. You just wait a little while longer or wait a lot longer. But you want that support because it can and it will take you down. Next, Cancer, female sign, water. I see you coming out of the water. Water is emotions in metaphysics, in the other dimensions. It's emotion. I see you coming out of the emotional tsunami, walking straight, head up, rather than trembling from all your fears for the other people, the people you love. Da, 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 da. And I see a lot of people honoring you. A big shift of consciousness in regard to you. Big augmentation of respect in regard to you. You're going to feel a little bit weird, and it's going to be like, why are all these people saying all these things all of a sudden from one minute to the next? And it will be because of the blocking of Orion, who has been an enemy of planet Earth for thousands of years. 10 seconds of blocking that energy is going to make a huge difference for a lot of us, and it will make a huge difference for you, Cancer. So enjoy it. You deserve it. We're going to go ahead with now Leo, which is a male sign and is a fire sign. You're going to be a little bit shaken up. Your heart chakra is going to, your heart chakra is usually open anyway, and that does make you struggle a bit. But I see you actually coughing, like you want to get something out of this area. So if you cough, I don't think it's that you're going to be on your deathbed. I think that you are going to be releasing early childhood stuff that has really, really, really held you back, having a lot to do with self-esteem and whether you were wanted or not as a child. And it's going to make a huge difference. And by Thursday of this week, that starts on the 11th, you're going to feel a lot better. When you walk into a room, you're going to walk into the room expecting good stuff rather than, I wonder if they're going to like me. I wonder if they're going to accept me. Your life is going to be a lot easier, Leo, after this week. But you'll let us know. Virgo is an earth sign and it's a female sign. And Virgo, I see from your upper right quadrant, which channels the energy, the element of earth in all human beings, Lots of spiraling of green, Nile green, which is the color of the heart chakra. It's also the color of um, healing. So you're getting a tremendous healing in the area that has to do with prosperity and everything having to do with prosperity on the physical dimension, manifestation, etc. It's going to be really good for you, Virgo. It's happening though. It's not like Leo's going to feel it by Thursday. This is an unraveling, but all these green spiraling. So it's going to take its little bit of time, but it's going to be huge, the difference for you. Okay? Continuing on to the next sign, which is Libra, which is a male sign and an air sign. Libra, same thing as when I did the horoscopes in Spanish. This whole quadrant that channels the earth energy, earth element, and has to do with prosperity, looks really good. But right here in your armpit, you have this big ball of fire, which means you have held back a lot of anger and resentment having to do with money and prosperity. You need to get that cleared. Your mantra should be, please God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal our hatred is the word I want. I like to go to the extreme to heal it quicker. But if you're very delicate and you don't feel you hate anything, then just say, please God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal my frustrations about money. I want it to be quick. So I would put my hatred having to do with money. Your decision, depending upon how delicate you are. I want to fix things with nuclear bombs. Maybe you want to negotiate your way out of things. So whatever your style is fine with me. It's your life. Continuing on now with Scorpio, which is a female sign and it's a water sign. Scorpio. I see you shaking. This is really hitting you to your core. I don't really see anything I wasn't looking for the upper right quadrant. It was coming up in a lot of you. I don't see that in you. But I do see a spiraling that's starting at the bottom of the second chakra. The second chakra is 2 inches below your belly button. There's a green there. And the second chakra is about sexuality, manifestation, creativity. And there's a little ball of green, Nile green, which is healing and heart energy. And it's spiraling up and then it's coming out your crown chakra. So you're going to have more faith. As soon as it's able to penetrate, which it will, you're going to have more faith that you're going to be able to get what it is that you want. And it's going to be very much a core center thing, Scorpio. This is good. This is really good. Sagittarius is a male sign. That is a fire sign. Sagittarius, big ball of green there, but the rest of you is black. So you have a massive depression. And yes, you're going to have a healing, but you're not going to really feel what's going on with that for a little bit because there's so much depression sitting on top of it. So I think that I would go ahead and do the mantra, even though I'm depressed, I love and accept myself, and do it a lot. Or please God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal my depression. The one that even though I'm depressed, I love and accept myself is a vacuum cleaner mantra. It vacuums out your depression. It's not, what do they call it? Affirming your depression. It's affirming you have a depression, but you're sending your breath out to find where that is in your assemblage of bodies to vacuum it out. So let's go ahead and continue on with Capricorn, which is a female sign and an earth sign. Capricorn, I think you're going to do really well. You have several. Upper right-hand quadrant, we all have one arm, right? One arm. You have several green arms coming out from that area. Several. That's got to be incredible opportunity for prosperity. Incredible. Take advantage of it. That doesn't mean you sign all these contracts this week, but just any doors that open, maybe try and explore them because they will be opening under incredible energy. Going on to the next sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius. You're going to be feeling this energy in a lot overall. You're going to feel very weird. You're going to be a lot more grounded because that is this particular influence because of Leona, which is the asteroid that's going to stop Orion from sending energy for 10 seconds, is going to really help you, Aquarius. You're going to be much more grounded. And remember that the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, which is the way the Lord's Prayer was written, being grounded is what protects you the most from evil. So this is a really, really, really good thing. Continuing on to the last sign, which is Pisces. Pisces is a female sign and it's a water sign. Pisces. Your whole system, all your bodies, everything is moving, not disorganized. You may feel a little chaotic because there's just like an awful lot going on, but this is going to be a wonderful transformation for you. Wonderful transformation. But you may feel a little bit insecure because it's going to be an awful lot of movement. It's actually going to be for you 17 hours from Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the morning. Let me write that down. So 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. on Tuesday, 17 hours. You're going to be shaken. And you may even literally be shaking, but it's going to be extremely positive. The planets want to take you, Pisces, and put you at the front of the line. They've been preparing you for doing some incredible things, having to do with helping the planet move forward and having to do with helping people move forward. And for that, you need this energy, and you're going to get it. And it's reminding me, I'm not a Christian, and I'm not Catholic, and I'm not biblical. I have references from everywhere where I see a truth, and I will repeat and tell you where I got it from. But in terms of the Bible, there's something in there that says that they take the wheat and they shake it to shake out what's not good. And so I don't know that you're going to have a shakeout of things that are bad, but you're definitely going to get shaken up, Pisces. So all of you that are not Pisces but know a Pisces, you might want to let them know this because they might feel like maybe something not so great is happening. And you should tell them, actually, this is really good for you. So a lot of contact with nature, water, a lot of water internally, a lot of watching water, anything that subdues. And Pisces is a water sign. So the more they watch water, sit by water, etc., take tubs, baths, just watch, turn on the faucet and watch the water come out. See, even my breath change, I'm just visualizing that water flowing, even from a faucet, can make a huge difference and help for things to flow. So, we're finished. I'm Frances Fox, your favorite Psychic Spy, and I'm not sure that I'm not going to drop the whole thing with Psychic Spy and let me explain to you the reason why I have that as like a subtitle. I was in a secret government program that was extremely abusive. I've never been compensated for any of the work that I did or what was done for me. I certainly hope that at some point that will happen because it would only be fair. But, and I was trained to do many things, including be a perfect shot. And I was trained to be a psychic spy. And it's part of my history. And I cannot deny it, nor am I going to. My only problem is that I chose that, widen your lens, in order to be able to help out. That's where I needed to be in that program in order to be able to expand my skills to the level of superpowers. But now I have that descriptive, which a lot of people don't trust, and I don't blame them. But if you widen your lens, you go, oh, that was a nice idea. That was neat. Oh, good. Because there in that program, you could learn everything you need to learn to do what you're doing today and do it really well. But if your lens is very narrow, then it's like, well, how can we trust her? So that's why I'm telling you this story. So I was going to say hang up now, but we're going to end this. And I hope you have a great week. And I'm not sure, they do say in spaceweather.com and other places that you are able to see the fact that that Beetle Juice star in Orion, the right shoulder of Orion, is going to be, it's going to disappear 10 seconds. And they particularly emphasize South Florida, which I think is interesting. Is that going to mean that the bad guys are going to have a harder time because of the fact that Orion is not going to be able to support them for those 10 seconds? We will not know until next week. Okay, so we'll see you again. Thank you for joining us. I'm Frances Brooks. Bye.